you'll consider and think that this is something that might be too good to be true, because it's exactly what we thought. Yeah, no problems. So Grant Hardy is my name. Professionally, I'm a general manager of business services for a digital marketing and promotions company, specifically and qualified in finance, so accounting. I think for our family, we were at the commencement of COVID. And for me, I had some additional time on my hands. Property investment was always something I was interested in, but it was either I didn't have enough time to really focus on it. To be honest, I didn't really know the required funds or how financially strong you needed to be able to invest. We had significant equity sitting in our current home that we live in, and effectively I knew it was dead money, but we were not doing anything with it. Yeah, that's sort of where we were before we had the RPA journey. For me, property always seemed to be the safest solution. But again, it was just either timing or lack of interest and priority within our current life, and busy life that we really hadn't done anything previously. For me, it was a simple situation where I'm sitting on the couch scrolling through Facebook one day, and up popped a sponsored post, and
nice.
I just clicked on it and had a look, and there was an opportunity as part of that sponsored post was to have a free 1 hour meeting with a consultant at RPA, just to have an introductory discussion, I guess, about what RPA do. And it was obviously complimentary. There was no cost involved. So again, I had lots of time up my sleeve during COVID. So I thought, well, why not? That then gave me an opportunity to meet CJ, who was the first person that I was able to talk to. And we kicked it off from there. It's been really seamless. Each of them individually have their own personalities. But for me, the warm, friendly, but also real attention to detail that CJ put into his initial consultation, and then the follow-up ones after that, where we got into a little bit more detail around our personal financial history, and also then sort of talking to me about what I wanted to do. It just made me feel really comfortable with him. And initially he wasn't selling anything, and that was the point to me. He wasn't trying to sell me a product. He was asking me a lot of questions about what we do as a family, and what I want as an investment strategy, and when do I want to retire. And basically he then made a decision from that point that he felt that we ticked a lot of boxes that he thought RPA could definitely help us. 2 years now. So maybe it was February of 2020, maybe March. I think that was when we started going into lockdown for COVID. So it was very early on in the COVID situation that we engaged and started first talking to RPA.
What kind of results have they been able to give you?
In the 2 years up until yesterday, we now have 2 investment properties. We have also completely restructured our financials, and we are using a self-managed super fund. We now have a stock share portfolio that's being managed by the guys at Blue Zone Financial, which is again part of the RPA group. So far the results purely as a financial perspective have been fantastic. We've been very, very lucky that our timing has been perfect, and by the looks of it and based off our information, our investment properties have increased significantly, one due to labour and material shortages, but also the housing prices to build exactly the same houses that we have done have increased. So already with very little time, we have gained some fairly significant equity from those properties alone. Look, I think that it's something that they need to at least investigate and talk to the guys about. Everybody's got their own individual situations and financial. I think the most important thing that RPA did at the start for us was they didn't give us presentations using fake or unrealistic numbers. the information that they sourced from us around our financial information was actually our numbers. So when they were presenting back to us with the scenarios that we could make our own decision on, we could really tick the boxes and understand it, because we were looking at what our numbers were to what the numbers would look like in 10 or 15 years' time as an investment strategy. They were using my annual salary, my wife's annual salary, our current property that we live in, its current valuation. They were using my expectations of wanting to retire at 55, my type of lifestyle that I wanted to live at 55 and beyond, and how much that was going to cost me. So with all those different scenarios and our current position financially, they were able to build out the building blocks at what it looked like 2, 5, 10, 15, 20 years out. And we were told very clearly, if I wanted to live the certain lifestyle that I wanted and retire at 55, there was a gap in my financial strategy, or there was a way that they could help support us through to close that gap and to achieve what I wanted at 55. Not tell me that it's going to be 56 or 57. They said, if you want it to be 55 and you want to live a certain lifestyle, these are the investment strategies that we would suggest that you consider to make those dreams and goals happen. Look, I think for me is you will have reservations at the start. You will consider and think that this is something that might be too good to be true, because it's exactly what we thought. But because the guys spent the time and put the effort into providing us the information with our numbers, our life and our financial strategy as it is now, you will very quickly feel very comfortable that they're not just trying to sell you a product or sell you a line. They are really people who want to invest their time in helping you get to your goals and your dreams. And I've been very grateful to the full team. Joseph calls me regularly just to say hello. Mark, who looks after my properties, I spoke to him last night just to give me an update on how far away our second build is away from finishing. But look, they have very much put us on a path to financial freedom, but also a lifestyle that we as a family would like to live moving forward, rather than being stuck in the grind, working till we're 65. Our children will be helped, supported to be set up for their futures. And you never know, maybe Joseph and his children, if they follow in his footsteps, they'll be starting to talk to my children in the RPA business, because I can't recommend them any more highly.